Tonight
on CTV,
an important package has gone missing.
the vape ban continues to be controversial. We'll give you the latest updates tonight.
And you'll flip out over the circus that came to CSU.
All this and more tonight on CTV.
A Fort Collins resident believes his father's ashes were stolen right off his porch, and your beer may have a weed-killing chemical in it. I'm Matt Leisman.
And I'm Bella Roberts. Matt, can you tell us more about these stolen ashes?
Sure thing, Bella. A Fort Collins resident expected a package. He became statewide news when he never received it. Austin Barker lost his father to bladder cancer, but he lost his ashes to a porch pirate. Barker lives on South Howes Street, a block north of Colorado State University's campus. He said the 2-by-1 foot package was stolen from the front porch of his duplex in late January.
If you've stolen from another person, just realize that it's harmful and it hurts more than you would ever think. And stealing a laptop off a porch can hurt just as bad as stealing someone's ashes. Just be mindful of what you're doing to other people.
CTV reporter Janae Hancock is investigating the story. Be sure to tune into Thursday's show to see what more she finds out.
Catholic churches in Colorado are opening up their records to an independent party as part of a national investigation into the sexual abuse of minors by priests. The investigation began after a grand jury in Pennsylvania found over 300 priests in the state had sexually abused minors. The investigation, led by former Colorado U.S. Attorney Bob Troyer, will compile a public list of priests with allegations of abuse, including when and where the incidents allegedly occurred. The review will look at records going back to 1950 in order to make sure all known abusers are removed from the church.
Vapes, cigarettes, and all other tobacco and nicotine products are banned from campus after an executive order by the governor last November. But the university has been struggling to create a policy enforcing the ban. Last week, I spoke with Delray Chiaravola, CSU's Public Safety and Risk Communication Officer, to find out more.
According to a Gallup poll, around 20% of 18 to 29-year-olds use vapes, including many CSU students. The status of these products has been in limbo on campus, where former Governor Hickenlooper's executive order has officially banned the products. However, so far, the university has been relying on self-enforcement to keep the clouds away.
So everyone on campus is responsible for helping us adhere to this executive order and not using tobacco products or vapes on campus. So we're asking everyone to take responsibility in enforcing the executive order.
As you may have noticed, this has not been very effective, and vape clouds are still a common sight on campus. Ethan Burshek, a senator for the College of Liberal Arts at ASCSU, proposed a resolution that was passed last week, formally opposing the ban. Burshek said a blanket ban is not an effective way to curb nicotine addictions and usage on campus.
Now you have the instance where the rule is unfollowable, so people ignore all restrictions. And now, where before you might have reduced the most harmful areas of smoking, now you have no control over that, or you have lessened control over that because now people are smoking everywhere.
Currently, students and faculty are supposed to report violations to tobaccofree.colostate.edu, and the Office of Environmental Health will follow up. The office's actions, however, will depend on the number of violations, and there is no established policy for how the office will respond.
We're discussing ways to elevate that, potentially through housing, for example, if a student lives on campus, through other means such as student conduct.
Many questions surrounding the enforcement and future of the ban remain unanswered. Chiaravola says this is because the governor's executive order caught the university by surprise. However, they still support reducing the use of nicotine products on campus and, by extension, the ban.
We've been somewhat reactive because it wasn't something that the university led, but at the same time, we are supportive of it. So for the health of our university, this is really a positive thing.
For now, the best course of action is to obey the executive order and keep the clouds off campus.
Chiaravola and the Public Information Office have not issued a statement regarding ASCSU's resolution. To learn more about the ban, report violations, or learn more about quitting tobacco, you can visit tobaccofree.colostate.edu.
Scandal, Morality, and Corporate America. The College of Business's newest event series began with a focus on ethics in business last Thursday. An email from Director of Marketing and Communications, Zeel Patel, told the Collegian that the Dean's Distinguished Leadership Series is meant to offer students and the community the opportunity to engage with alumni and other leaders who are making significant positive impacts on business. Ray Boucher, a trial attorney and CSU alumnus, led the first talk of the series with a presentation urging students to follow their moral compass in preparation for corporate America's tough decisions.
Ever been so angry you broke into a business and caused more than $100,000 in damage? I know I have. The Coloradoan reported this morning that 36-year-old Sarah Cathro admitted to doing just that. Police records say Cathro used rocks to break the windows at Farnsworth Group, an engineering consultant firm located in Fort Collins. According to arrest documents, once she was inside, Cathro smashed electronics, computers, and other pricey items. She also sprayed a fire extinguisher and soda all over the office space. Police said that she then lit a box of paperwork on fire and stole the keys to a company car, which she drove until she was arrested the following day.
Some Colorado beer brands were found to contain small amounts of a weed-killing chemical, the Denver Post reported today. The Public Interest Group Research Group, a nonprofit consumer protection group, published a study on its website Monday that found that glyphosate, an agricultural chemical that is the active ingredient in the off-the-shelf weed killer Roundup, can be found in beers and wines sold in the U.S., including Colorado brands like Coors Light, Budweiser, and New Belgium's Fat Tire. The research group admits that the levels of chemicals found don't exceed federal safety standards, but warns that even small amounts of glyphosate have proven to be cancerous.
The U.S. Forest Service and City of Glenwood Springs finalized a deal to run a shuttle service to Hanging Lake. The shuttle and other changes come to combat the spot's popularity. Visitors will now need to make reservations online or at the Welcome Center to visit the site within the White River National Forest. The online reservation system goes live April 1st. Reservations will cost $12 per person during peak season from May to November. The lake can only have 615 visitors per day. Parking is no longer allowed at the trailhead to Hanging Lake.
Have you ever wondered where the leftover food at campus events goes after the event is finished? I spent the weekend finding your answer. Rams Against Hunger is an emergency food relief for CSU students experiencing food insecurity.
So my colleague and I, Nolan, we work with our catering staff just to execute all of the catered events, and then at the end of each event, we'll decide whether or not there's enough food to send a text out for the Rams food recovery, have everybody come, and then we make sure to monitor all of the food safety aspects, and then watching to see everyone that comes.
Approximately 10% of CSU students experience food insecurity, according to a survey conducted in 2013.
As a catering student manager, Lindsay and her colleagues' role is to guide the process of these events.
But yeah, we just make sure we're the ones that bring everyone to the event, send out the notification, and then clean everything up. People who want to sign up for the service will sign up on that same exact website, and then the service just sends out mass texts, just like all of the other security text message features that we have on campus.
They currently have 3 programs on campus. The Meal Swipe program, which students can apply for depending on financial eligibility. The Mobile Food Pantry, with access given to students and faculty with CSU IDs. This includes fruits, vegetables, dairy, and baked goods. And Pocket Pantries, which are small food pantries across campus that contain food for on the go that is given to students without discrimination. Here's some input from students around campus.
I would be interested in, for sure giving anything that, I'm not using, meal swipes.
I mean, obviously everyone has to eat, and if you don't, that's a big deal on campus, I'm guessing, is meals, and I feel like that's a good idea. To leftover food, might as well use it.
Yeah, that takes a lot of relief in one person so they can keep on with their lives, with their assignments and everything. So
we would love to let people know that we have tons and tons and tons of food left over at the end of many events. We hate throwing it away. We don't even like composting it because we wish people could actually eat the food, especially those on campus.
This is Isabella Roberts reporting with CTV.
For more information on how you or someone you know experiencing food insecurity can apply for the text messaging service, you can visit ramfoodrecovery.colostate.edu.
Objects in motion stay in motion, but these kids already know that. Saturday marked the 28th annual Little Shop of Physics open house, with upwards of 300 hands-on, kids-friendly science experiments taking over most of the third floor of the Laurie Student Center. When the open house began in the 1990s, it was an intermission to the Physics Bowl. The program's director, Brian Jones, saw a divide between how K-12 students were being taught science and how they wanted to learn it. From toddlers playing with the rainbow effect a magnet has on an old TV set, to kids bouncing durable bubbles, to adults asking volunteers how experiments work, patrons at the open house engaged in the kind of science education program the program promotes.
So Matt, you said even adults get involved?
Yeah, actually, my roommate was a volunteer at the Little Shop of Physics. He was working with a lot of the bugs because he's really into entomology. And he was telling me that an adult actually shoved many small children out of the way just to get a close-up look at this bug. So you could say some of the adults were getting a little too involved.
Okay. That's all we have for you tonight, but don't go anywhere because next we have weather, and we all know that's been anything but predictable lately.